Hey guys, Lisa Cajano. This is day 5 of the 62-day challenge. My apologies. My 18-year-old daughter, my flaming sapphire that she is, just left. Always leaves me with a smile on my face. Anyway, today's lesson, I know that thing, I got to work on that. Today I wanted to just talk about some lessons that I've learned from some of my mentors. There I go with the again. Lord help me. Anyway, the first person that I learned something from when I first became a single mom was Dave Ramsey. I took the financial class that he has. The biggest thing that I learned from him was what a budget is and why it was so important to have one. As you can imagine, being a single mom, not really knowing if the money is still going to come in, how much money is going to come in, 6 mouths to feed, how am I going to do all this? All of this information at that time in my life was very important and very useful for me. The second mentor that I learned from is Mr. Evan Money, and a big thank you to you, sir, for helping me along the way and encouraging me and keeping me from running again. The first thing I learned from Evan Money was no more running. Again, back to the other video I did just a couple days ago about there are no problems, just opportunities for solutions. That was the biggest, that kind of ties in with a no more running from Evan Money. Also for belief in myself. He has meetings on once a month out in California that I was attending to when I was traveling out that way. And the biggest thing that I got for that was to have the belief in myself, and then things would transpire or continue to grow. So again, I thank you, Evan Money, for that lesson, very much so in that time of my life again. And then my current mentor, Tom the Furry Hat Guy, met him at a Danny Johnson event actually, and we disconnected for a little while. Family and friends talked me into doing this Facebook thing, and we reconnected there. But the biggest thing I learned from him by watching him and getting to know him at the events, and even more so now being in business with him, is to have fun with it. Just be yourself and just have fun, lots of fun. Again, the belief issue, I'm sure I'm not the only one who struggles with believing in themselves and tackling some kind of a task, some kind of a dream, some kind of a vision that you have, always stumbling over yourself, doubting yourself, second-guessing yourself. We all do it, and if anybody tells you they don't do it, in my personal opinion, I believe they're lying to you. But just the belief in yourself, and it is nice to have others encouraging you along the way and helping you to find out what that belief is. Tom also taught me how much, unbeknownst to me over the last, it'll be 7 years in January that I've been a single mom, that I inspire others. And with that, I thank you again, and hope that this video will inspire you as well as the past videos and any future videos. The biggest change in my life, I have to say, came through Danny Johnson. I was introduced to her through an entrepreneur back in 2003, I believe. She was doing telephone calls at the time, had not quite gotten back into doing her First Steps to Success seminars. I was fortunate enough to attend her second seminar out of retirement, where I went home totally dumbfounded and just in awe of everything that I had learned, mistakes I had made along the way, how to correct those mistakes, how to help others and encourage others instead of tearing them down. But the 3 biggest things that I've learned from her throughout the years is that facts tell, stories sell. Let's face it, anybody and everybody can put numbers together. Numbers can say anything that you want them to say. But the stories, when they come from the heart and they are true and they're caught in the moment, that's where the growth comes from. Being open, honest, and truthful with others, and just sharing your story from where you started to where you are now, how you got there, the path that you chose, the train you got on, the airplane you rode, however it is that you want to describe it. But your story is going to inspire others. So I encourage you to share your story with a neighbor, a friend, someone you happen to bump into at the post office, someone you're standing, the two of you are at, say, the gas station and you're both pumping gas. There's always a moment to share your story. The other thing that I learned from Danny was to not have any more excuses. There are no more excuses. My kids were my reason for the things that I've done. They're not my excuses. I did not want to rely on others to do things for me. It wasn't, at the time, I didn't think it was an ego trip. Sometimes, still looking back, I think it may have been. But I wanted my children to know, and I also want you to know, that no matter what happens in your life, pick yourself back up, brush yourself off, and get back to work. There's so much that you can do. Also, the next thing that I learned from Danny Johnson was war on debt. I paid off over $300,000 worth of debt, was totally financially debt-free, still own everything that I had. Most of my debt currently now is due to medical things, but with her training, I know that that debt is not going to stay there for very long. But the war on debt, if you've ever taken the Dave Ramsey course, financial course, the war on debt actually tweaks it. It helps you to tweak your budget, let you know what you can and cannot live without, how you can and cannot tweak that budget, where your extra money, extra spendings are that you really don't need to be spending at this time. My next mentor is Miss Cindy Lou Miller. I spent some time with her and her wonderful husband in Arizona during some of my travels. And she reminded me of all the blessings that I truly do have in my life. For anybody who knows my story, you can imagine how some days would go by and I would just wonder, how? Why? What am I supposed to do with this? There were days where I would literally sit and cry, not knowing or understanding. And that's when she would help me to find those blessings each and every day. Also, Cindy Lou taught me what kind of strength I truly have and how strong I really am. I do, however, want to put a disclaimer in there because I do know that my strength is not my own. I don't know where you are religion-wise. I'm not here to judge anybody, please. Your religion is yours. Mine is mine. But I fully believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And without Him and His strength, I would not have strength. And I thank Miss Cindy Lou for bringing that to my attention yet again. My last mentor at this time that I would like to discuss in this video at least is a very dear friend of mine, my potty buddy, Miss Celine. We got to know each other at a January event for Steps to Success in Los Angeles. I believe it was January of 2011. And our relationship has totally grown from there. And as we've talked over the years, she reminds me how much God does shine even on the grayest of days. So even if I'm having one of those gotta cry my eyes out, curl up in the fetal position and cry days, God always has a way of us connecting, and we talk each other through it. And for that, I am very thankful. But the other thing Celine has taught me is the humbleness. And a lot of it, most of it I see is through Facebook and some of the postings that I have or that I do on Facebook. And she will attest to certain statements or comments or whatever it is that I happen to post that day on how humble I truly am. And again, that's all related to my Lord and Savior. And I give thanks to Him, of course, for all that He has brought me through. But the biggest thing that I really want you to get out of this video today is that there are lessons to be learned from everyone. You have the professionals, Dave Ramsey, Evan Money, Tom the Furry Hat Guy, Danny Johnson, and then you also have your friends, Miss Cindy Lou and Miss Celine. I thank you very much for that. There are many friends out there that I thank you for being there during my time in need. Amy, you know who you are. Jen, you know who you are. Joanna, you know. Everybody. I just, the list is so long that if I try to continue, I know I will forget way too many. So all of you who know me, all of you have touched my lives, and for that I am thankful. I hope that you've gotten something useful out of this video that will help encourage you to move along at just another day, one day at a time. We are all given one day at a time. Let's connect. get to know each other a little better. Facebook, Instagram, as well as my website is listed before, so just or below. Just take a look around, browse around, and then let me know. We'll catch up and encourage each other and keep each other strong and help each other through whatever it is that we need to help each other through. Again, thanks for popping in. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful evening. God bless.